because I have to do some further reporting on a film I reviewed. It's not often I get to do this. There's actually something to say in the aftermath, because I have to confess I failed you all. I missed out on something really fucking juicy. In you people, apparently, they faked this kiss because for some reason, this is alleged. I don't think this is just something I read in a gossip website. Lauren London, who plays the leading lady in this film, had a love of her life who died. Like some rapper who got killed or something. Oh, is that who it is? Oh shit. Okay, girl, I understand now. Now that I actually they don't mention who he was, but that was the scuttlebutt. So yeah, Nipsey Hussle died. That's tragic. And because of that, because she is, rap royalty, she's a queen. She has standards. She has to honor her man in life and in death. And she's not going to kiss no dirty, Jonah Hill, especially when he's as grimy as he is in this fucking movie. But I have to confess, I don't know, if you're an eagle-eyed motherfucker, I guess you saw it. I didn't see it. I didn't see this on my 4K. I watched this on, 1080p on my, monitor. And I did not, I confess, I failed you all. I did not see that egregious little bit of, pixel fuzzing that they had to do. But what do you make of this? Is this a sad state of affairs? Like, if we can't have a real, sloppy kiss in a rom-com in 2023, maybe the genre deserves to die. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, it's really strange. A really, really strange scenario, especially because nobody that's seemingly involved in it has come out to, set the record straight. But I will, I guess, to give her the benefit of the doubt, I will say that, as you said, that's just a rumor that, she apparently didn't want to do it. To sort of push back against that a bit, she was in that Tom Clancy Without Remorse movie, or with Michael B. Jordan, 6 months before this was filmed, and she was fine with kissing Michael B. Jordan. So
I think that
take from that what you will. I mean, either people are just trying to stir up shit, or she's fine with kissing Michael B. Jordan, but she's not fine with kissing Jonah Hill. So, or it could be COVID protocol. I mean, that's probably the more likely case.
Likely. Yeah, because if they actually swap spit, that probably means they have to isolate for a few days. California laws are really stringent. But yeah, apparently Andrew Schultz was the one who really put fire to the flame on this story on his podcast. But what I find hilarious is that they cut away from the kiss to Taco from Loiter Squad, in Odd Future, because he plays her brother in this, and I didn't shout him out before, so I will now. Because he has a line, because he's sitting with the lesbian sister, and he's like, "Oh, that nasty!" He's using so much tongue. So they knew they didn't have the shot, so they're like, "We need something to cut to." And then a lot of this movie is other people mugging and reacting to things. So if you watch this, pay attention to that. But it does make me want to shout out the great, great sloppy rom-com movie kisses of yesteryear. For example, this is like on the Rushmore. Maybe other people can place their own suggestions here. But in That Thing You Do, that Tom Hanks One Hit Wonders movie, Liv Tyler and I forget that other dude's name. The guy who plays the drummer. When they kiss so intensely. When they separate, you can see the string of spit between them, and we're just those days are long behind us. Also behind, you have something to add? Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say that this. You kind of brought up an interesting point about sort of the larger ramifications of, what this could possibly mean. And basically that would be using CGI to assist in filming kissing scenes or sex scenes.
It already kind of happens to an extent.
To an extent, yeah. As far as using body doubles and using, prosthetics. But this, I don't think we've delved too much into CGI assisting in that type of thing.
Yeah.
And do you think that could happen more in the future? Because it's funny that it's funny that this hasn't happened yet. And we're perfectly fine with CGI being used to, do action scenes or to do violence, to do, gunshots, blood splatter. But how would you feel about CGI used, to make two people look like they're basically having sex. I don't know. How do,
Well, I feel like it kind of ventures into the whole deepfake conversation, which is really relevant to streamers these days. If you're aware of the drama they have going on, like some famous streamer recently was caught, like with like his tabs open, showing that he had not only like been on like one of those like spam links you get that show like amaranth deepfake porn. He like literally went to a website and subscribed to it and got caught doing it, and
like paid for it.
And it just, then that's an icky thing. Cause like if you're consenting to it, that's one thing. If you are, these two actors being like, hey, I'm not comfortable actually doing what you're asking me to do. Can we find another way to do it? There's probably a lot of actors throughout history who would have loved to have that option, but at the same time, I read a quote recently from Keanu Reeves where there was like something on a John Wick movie where they were like, hey, yeah, and we can, maybe it was, I forget what movie it was, but basically they were trying to like explain how they were going to shoot something. And then Keanu Reeves said, then why the fuck am I even here? Because you don't even need me to be in this. So then they rethought it, and he got his presence was more integral to actually pulling the shot off versus just doing, okay, camera cut here, switch them out, switch them in. So if you care about the authenticity of your performance, I could see why you'd find it grating. Kind of like, they're all just going to be Sir Ian McKellen weeping on a green screen set someday anyway, that they're all doomed to do that, as Ant-Man and Wasp and Quantumania illustrated for us. But if I were an actor, I would really not want this to be my reality. Because kind of like Keanu Reeves, my perspective is that what purpose does the human, part have in the creation of any of this content, of this art? You don't need us. And Disney's kind of already been proving that. I remember 10 years ago when they were like demonstrating the earliest versions of deepfake technology. And it was so primitive, it was just like still images like moving around, and it was stilted, obviously synthesized speech. But Disney created that technology to demonstrate their intent for how they would create their movies someday, which is they just scan an actor and then they feed code into a computer, and then they have a fully nuanced and manipulatable performance, from start to finish. And yeah, I would not be okay with that.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think what we're going to see a lot more of is very, very long and very legally binding stipulations and actors' contracts where they lay out everything that they're comfortable with and everything they're not. And then of course the movie studios are going to pretend like, oh, this CGI stuff, it's great for actors because it'll keep people safe and it'll keep people from getting sick. But really, all they really care about is the bottom line. And so that's why they will be using this technology, because it's probably cheaper to, pay somebody in India to animate an actor doing an action scene than it is to actually have the, six-figure making actor show up on set for half a day.
Yeah, and then pay the insurance, fees, and God knows how much those premiums are. But yeah, like there's a lot wrapped up in every single moment that a movie star is on a set, and it demands a pretty high amount of the budget and their concern, and you don't want to fucking hurt anybody, no matter how gung-ho an actor might be. So yeah, and especially in light of the fact that apparently Rust is gonna kick production back up again somehow. So yeah, maybe just paint the guns in next time.